Sup, y'all? The name's Danny Varughese. Welcome to Mindful Moments, Week 1. So I'm starting this mindfulness-based series kind of unexpectedly. I was inspired by a few influences in my life kind of motivated me to do this. I've been working as a mental health therapist for the past year, and throughout my work with clients and just explorations of mindfulness, positive visualization, I just wanted to create this space. I'm going to start week 1 with a meditation or guided visualization that I created while in a therapy session with someone. It's a very sacred journey, and I'm calling it the Canoe meditation. We can begin by just getting into a comfortable position, whatever that means to you, and just begin connecting with your breath. You could follow your breath in through your nose and out through your mouth. Instead of paying attention to the pace of the breath, just pay attention to how you're connecting to the breath. In through the nose, out through the mouth. Just keep that motion going throughout this entire thing. In through the nose, out through the mouth. And if you're comfortable closing your eyes for this, it may be the most effective way to enter into the visualization. In through the nose, out through the mouth. Imagine that you're sitting in a very comfortably reclined position inside of a log cabin. This cabin, the inside has the most majestic, comfortable, nicest aesthetic inside of this cabin. Look around you to the fireplace. Hear the nature sounds outside of this cabin. The more of your senses that you activate throughout this journey, the more inside of that place you'll be. What does the reclining chair you're in feel like? Follow your breath in through your nose as you hear the nature sounds outside of this log cabin. You are here with no obligations. You have no obligations in the next few days, and you had no obligations in the very near past. You are in a very free state inside of this log cabin, reclined, smelling the nicest aroma in through your nose, out through your mouth. You step out of this reclining chair and you begin to think about the canoe that you have by the dock of the most peaceful body of water right outside of this cabin. No one else is around this area, this field of land. It is just you in this cabin by this peaceful body of water, and this canoe docked right by that water. And you prepare to walk towards that cabin door, to walk towards that canoe. But before you leave this cabin, you decide to energetically leave behind any emotional baggage, anything that has been wearing down on your mental. You are going to leave it behind inside of this cabin before you step outside and walk towards that canoe. You take your phone and you also leave it on a nearby table in this cabin. You begin to walk towards that cabin door and you make that final gesture to leave behind all of that baggage inside this cabin. As you open that door and walk outside into the amazing world, you look into the scenery, you feel the breeze on your face, smell the air. You look at that canoe in the distance and you walk towards that canoe as you look at the breathtaking scenery. You're getting closer to that canoe. This is the nicest canoe you've ever seen, the most majestic wood that it could be made out of. You look at that paddle, wow. It could not get better than this. You have on a life jacket, all the support you need. You have no fears of anything going wrong. This is the nicest day outside and the nicest body of water and the most peaceful, tranquil amount of space you could ever ask for from the rest of the world. You step inside of this canoe and you hold this paddle. You grip this paddle. You feel this paddle. And you begin to push this paddle onto the land so that you can push this canoe off the dock. And you push. And here we are, moving away from the dock on this canoe. You hold this paddle in your hand and you splash the water to the left with the paddle. You hear the sounds it makes. And you splash to the right side of this canoe. And you hear the sound that water makes. You vividly feel this paddle inside of your hands as you swish the water to the left and swish the water to the right. You are moving this canoe forward and you feel every motion, you, the water, nature, as you are a moving force forward with each paddle to the left, to the right. You look at the amazing scenery. To the left, to the right. You paddle at your own pace. Maybe you take a break from paddling and you just feel this canoe float. Take a breath in. You breathe out through the mouth. The canoe is just moving forward at its own pace. You take that paddle again and do what you will with it. How do you want to move forward on this canoe? I'm going to give you the mental space to just have your freedom in this visualization. Take that paddle. And at your own pace, where do you row? Do you row to the left? Do you row to the right? Be in your canoe. Be in your canoe. Look off into the scenery. Feel that perfect breeze, the perfect temperature. You smile. In this moment, you look at the contents of your whole life. The compilation of moments as this canoe inches forward, as your life extends with each inching forward. You take that paddle. You row, you feel the paddle touching the water to the left, Feel it splash. Feel the water hit your face as you dunk that paddle to the right. You take a moment for a breath once again. And you ask yourself, why is my mind so still out on this lake in a canoe? Why can't I be this still all the time? Maybe I can. Take a breath in. You breathe out through the mouth. As you take another breath in, you try to lock in this memory of what this feeling of peace feels like, so that you never forget that you rode yourself to this feeling of peace. And that no matter what life hits at you, you can choose how you row in this canoe. You can choose when you need to stop paddling and you just want the canoe to float. You look out into the waters as the canoe is coming to its own still, and it's you in the middle of this peaceful body of water in this canoe. Seemingly all thoughts are just not here, and it's just you in stillness on this canoe. It is you in stillness on this canoe. Now, I typically would have us turn this canoe around and go back to the cabin. But I want to try something different. Instead of ending this canoe ride, I don't want it to end. I want it to live on forever through the rest of our lives. So let's, as we're in this canoe right now, with our imaginations, because this is all in our imaginations, begin to imagine. Right now you're on a canoe that is on water, right? Imagine it all transforming. The water is now transforming into the life that surrounds you, the love that surrounds you. This canoe that you're in is now transforming into your support system, your values, your beliefs, all that makes you who you are. And you acknowledge the analogy for what it is. We are always on this canoe. And this water that supports us is the love that is around us. And this peace that we feel on this canoe is a peace that can follow us forever. It is a peace that we can consent to through every single moment. onwards. Continue to transform this vision. Slowly, you're no longer in a canoe on water. It all transforms from being in a canoe on water to you being in your life, in the canoe, in the water. It's all just everything. Take a breath in, slowly out. A breath in, slowly out. Last breath in, out. Mindful Moments, Week 1. I have so much love for you for taking this canoe ride with me. Let's keep that peace alive.